Hello guys, Stacy here with Karma Rocks, back with another video, and today's topic is going to be covering the root chakra. So I've had a lot of requests for this one lately, and I think it's a perfect time, considering we're still in Mercury retrograde, to understand and learn how the root chakra works. So let's get into it. Alright, so if you haven't already, go ahead and check out my first video I did on the chakras, just so you can get a basic understanding of how the chakras work. Today we're actually going to hone in on the root chakra, which is the base of our spine. The first thing that I always recommend when you want to start learning about the root chakra is to first understand and be aware of it. So understanding where it's at, and what it means. So the root chakra again is going to be at the base of the spine. It's actually going to physically mirror the adrenal glands there at the base of the spine, thus being called the root chakra. It represents survival. It sort of represents our instincts, fight or flight, our primal natures. So it's also going to have a lot to do with survival, also ego. So we'll get into that a little bit more in just a second. But obviously whenever your root chakra is out of balance, you're going to notice that you're living in a higher state of ego. Also, when your root chakra is out of balance, you're going to feel some of those lower vibrational emotions. And I am going to be doing a video too on vibrations and how they work. But for now, the best thing I can tell you is that those lower vibrational energies or emotions that you feel, those are going to help you in indicating that your root chakra is out of balance. So what do I mean when I say the lower emotional states? Those would be things such as guilt. Guilt is actually probably the lowest form of emotional vibration. Also depression, sadness, also loss of self-worth, and that's a really big one when it comes to the root chakra. So overall, in your daily life, maybe feeling scattered, like you're all over the place, you're simply not grounded. You're just head in the clouds, but not even in a good way. Not because you're having a great day and you're floating and happy. It's more of a heavy feeling, sort of like things in life are weighing you down. You're probably also going to then spin off and feel emotions such as anxiety, which is going to cause like a lot of stress and things like that too. So when you start to notice that overall you are feeling this type of way, overall you're feeling like just life is too much, and you can't remember the last time that you felt happy, or the last time that you felt like you had control of your life and where it was going. Sort of just feels like, you know, like when they say fight or flight, that you are pushed and backed into a corner and in a situation where you are forced to make those decisions, and life is not just flowing simply. So those are some of the indicators. We're also going to talk about different ways in which you can begin to activate and heal the root chakra. So once you start to identify those things that are going on, once you start to realize, hey, this is happening in my life, and you have a strong feeling that your root chakra is out of balance, then we want to take action at that point and make sure we are doing what we can to heal that area. Now again, just a quick recap if you have forgotten what chakras are. They are basically points throughout the body in which we collect energy. There are 7 main points that are indicated in the 7 chakra system, the root chakra being the lowest and at the base. So I also wanted to add as well that the root chakra is associated with the color red. So that's another indicator. We're going to get into how to activate that in a second, but I did want to also add that a lot of times, if you have noticed that you have been missing that color a lot lately in your life, colors do also have frequencies and energies as well that they give off, so keep that in mind. Alright, so moving into what we can do to activate and balance the chakras. So the first thing, which is my favorite thing, is to find foods that are red, because red is the color of the root chakra. So beets, strawberries. Obviously, I'm going to promote some pretty healthy options and not red meat as your source of red food. However, the choice is yours. But again, anytime you're eating earthy type foods, those are going to be associated with the root chakra, especially plant-based foods as well. That kind of brings me to the next thing, which is grounding. So grounding is so important. I think a lot of us are caught up in the daily lives. We're driving around in our cars all day. Maybe it's super cold where you're at. So you're inside a lot, or you're in your car, or you're in your workplace, but we're not spending a lot of time out in nature. So nature is one of the quickest ways to get back in touch with your root chakra. I also highly recommend barefoot grounding if you can, obviously weather permitting. But just getting outside, if that's not a possibility, I would also recommend maybe getting indoor plants or crystals or things that are associated with nature that you could then bring inside your home. But the most effective way to connect with nature is just to be in nature. So if you can get outdoors, if you can go for a walk on your lunch break at work, or maybe after work, if you can do a little bit of an evening walk somewhere, somewhere near water, anywhere where you can get yourself back in touch with nature. Okay, the next thing I'm going to recommend is to care for your body. So what I mean by that is self-care. So because the root chakra is associated with the physical body, the primordial nature of who we are, getting back in touch with self-care is super important. And that could mean so many things for different people. That could mean going to get a massage. That could mean taking a bath. That could mean a lady going and getting her nails done. But some type of self-care to show self-love back towards your physical body. You know, a lot of times I think we tend to neglect this area because we're busy, we're focused on kids, families, different things going on. So it's super important that we make this a priority, even if it's just something as simple as an evening bath. Okay, so moving on. We already covered the color red, but I also want to bring up the fact that wearing red, and not just your clothing, that could be jewelry, that could be makeup, that could be your backpack, your purse, an accessory, it could be your sunglasses, anything like that, using a red pen at work that day. So just trying to incorporate that color a little bit more back into your life will help sort of activate that root chakra as well. The other thing I want to bring up is also exercise. So as we said, the root chakra is associated with the physical body, so being physical movement. So any type of exercise, like we mentioned, going for a walk, going to the gym, taking a class somewhere, dancing, anything like that where you can, again, connect. And again, we mentioned ego earlier, so any type of exercise that's going to help you release the ego. And by that I mean just being able to remain in the present moment and not thinking about all of these other things or superficial things. Yoga is a really good recommendation as well. Actually, some of the postures, like tree poses and some of those different poses, are actually encouraging you to pull energy up from the ground. So there you have it, you're actually grounding while you're doing your yoga. So combine that with being barefoot outside and you have a huge winner. Okay, self-worth. So we talked about that emotion a little bit earlier. And when your root chakra is being affected or out of balance, another big emotion that people feel is the lack of self-worth. So feeling like they don't deserve something, feeling like they're not good enough for something. So, you know, these are also going to be some people that tend to struggle financially a lot, or on the extreme end of that have been homeless, or just had these really great losses in which they've lost physical things that then affected their self-worth. So I would highly recommend as well, working on self-worth affirmations. You can look them up on Google. You can write your own. I suggest using gratitude affirmations or any other type of positive affirmation to help you appreciate your self-worth. All right, so another option, as we mentioned grounding a little bit earlier, so our feet are very, very connected to the root chakra, our feet and our legs. So another thing that you can consider is acupressure on your feet or on your hands. You don't have to be any kind of certified professional therapist. It's sort of like we mentioned earlier with the self-care and the massage. It's something that you can do generally for yourself to just kind of send love back into those areas and help, you know, sort of wake those areas up again. The other thing the root chakra is highly associated with is the sense of smell. So out of all of the senses, sight, hearing, taste, the one most associated with the root chakra is going to be smell. So you can also, if you're kind of into, you know, the oils, if that's kind of your thing, if you like candles, a red candle would be great, and finding one that's a scent that you like. And it doesn't have to be a specific scent, because again, just the sense of smell is associated with the root chakra. So anything that pleases you would really, really benefit in waking up that root chakra. Okay, so I had to save the best one for last, of course. So the last and final way that I recommend balancing or activating the root chakra is with crystals. So today I actually brought a couple examples of some of my personal favorites and ones that I like to use when I'm in a situation where I feel that I need to balance my root chakra. So the first one I have is the beautiful smoky quartz. Now, I really like smoky quartz, not just because of its grounding benefits, but also because I feel it has a great ability to transmute negative energy into positive. It's also very, very protective. For the most part, any black stone is going to be a very, very protective stone. Okay, so next I've got some obsidians. I've got a couple different kinds with me today. And basically, I recommend any obsidian, snowflake, any kind. I've got mahogany with me today and green. So I'll give you a look at those. But obsidian, as well, as we know how it's formed, as the volcanic magma reaches the surface and cools very quickly, and it gives it that beautiful glassy look. We know just how connected to the earth it is. It's a very, very, very earthy and grounding crystal. So here's the ones that I have with me today. So take a look here at this beautiful mahogany obsidian. And last but not least, I hope you guys can see, but we've got a nice piece of green. So you guys can get a good look at that obsidian there. So these are all really great stones. I actually like to keep all of these in my living room. I like to keep that my very calm and grounding type of place, but you can put those in bedrooms or wherever you feel that you need the most grounding, workspace, whatever that may be. Also, guys, don't forget to check us out on social media. Instagram is Karma Rocks LLC, where I post a lot of good information on there as well. Also, check out our website, karmarocks.net. All right, see you guys later.